I think we start with questions, right?
Okay, let's go ahead and do questions.
Steve's always ready for questions.
I guess first off, just your impressions of, so you know South Carolina well, I'm sure from playing before, but kind of your impressions of this South Carolina team from what you've seen so far.
Well, I think they're the same as they've always been. Like you said, we've had wars with those guys the last 4 years, and I think they're the exact same as they've always been.
And what is that? How have they always been? What jumps out when you think about it?
They're very talented. They have one of the best football coaches standing on the sideline in the history of the game, which gives them credibility immediately. And like I said, they're a very talented football team that runs the ball, throws deep, go routes down the sideline, plays aggressive defense. It's the same team that they've always been.
With your quarterback situation with Connor Shaw being, they're not sure if he's going to play. With those two guys, how do they do things differently when they have the guy they play Saturday as opposed to Shaw and him?
Well, what the film says is they were a lot more aggressive. They're a lot more multiple as an offense. What Thompson gave them was an opportunity to throw the ball a lot more, which gave Lattimore more room to run. I think that what Shaw brings to the table, he's a competitor. He's a winner. He's a coach's kid. Obviously, him and Austin Brown, our quarterback, played on the same high school team, so we know a lot about him. But he's a coach's kid. He's really tough. He's competitive. And for him to play that Vandy game with that bad shoulder and understand that it was a conference game, he had to sell out right then to win a conference game on the road, and he was able to hang in there and do it, shows a lot to me.
How do you stop Lattimore?
Say it again?
How do you stop Lattimore?
You pray, don't you? What you do, the way you stop any offense is you play fundamentally sound. You understand your techniques and your schemes, and you anticipate which plays are about to be run. You got to win on first down so that you push them into a second down and long situation, and that gives you the best chance. But it all starts with being focused, understanding our scheme, understanding what they're going to do on offense, playing with the right leverage, and gang tackling. That's how you stop any offense.
What have you learned about your team since the loss to Troy in the past 2 weeks? What's the biggest thing that you can pinpoint that you've learned about this team?
Well, what I learned in the off week is that they really care. They really want to win. We went back and studied the film and studied the things that went wrong and the places that we needed to develop and get better. And we had really tough, hard meetings with them about it. And I was really impressed with the way that they took really tough criticism coming at them about how to focus, how to concentrate, how to play the game throughout the game at a high level. So what I learned the most the last week is that they really care about being a really good football team.
What kind of impact do you think it had on having a bye week here in the second week of the season?
Well, it was well documented last week that initially I didn't think that was the best thing for us. But after playing the game and getting to go back to training camp mode, it gave us an opportunity to really go back and address some of the issues that we had, really challenge certain people on who they were going to be throughout the season, if they were going to focus and concentrate and do things the way the winners do things. And like I said, I'm really impressed with their response to it.
Coach, most coaches say that the biggest improvement in season comes from game 1 to game 2. Obviously, you had last week. How much different do you think your football team is going to be next week?
I expect us to be a different football team mentally. Physically, I expect us to be the same. We played hard. We played physical. We played like we cared about our program and like we took a lot of pride in our university. So physically, I think we'll be the same, but mentally, I expect us to be a totally different football team.
Coach, are you pretty sure that quick strike offense that Troy used early in the ball game is never going to happen to your defense again?
I don't really understand the question.
Just the way they ran the hurry-up offense, and your defense had trouble adjusting there early in the game. Have you all fixed that?
Well, I think that there were times during the game where we as an offense called quick strike plays and we ran the ball into the boundary before the defense was set and we were able to get yards. I think that's the reason you run those type of plays. That, we had success with our fast-paced offense the same way Troy had success with their fast-paced offense. What we have to do is all understand that you got to run back to the line of scrimmage and get lined up fast. I think that all defenses across the country have to understand that nowadays offenses are moving fast if they don't change personnel, so everybody's got to get set.
Are you guys doing anything different this week to prepare for crowd noise both this coming week and the week after?
Yeah, there will be things that, in overall preparation of the game, there will be some things that we'll do a little different to prepare for the crowd noise. We'll change cadence. Last week gave us a week to prepare our silent cadence on offense, really hone into the signals, make guys focus and concentrate on the signal that's coming off the sideline. So there are things you have to do different when you're going to play on the road.
How good is Judea again, Clowney, your experiences against him, and what does he do to sort of, I guess, change things? I mean, is he a game changer type guy on defense?
Well, the first thing for me is that how much he's developed from his freshman year to his sophomore year. He is a different player than he was last year. He's much more aggressive. They do a good job of moving him around inside and outside, and he disrupts the quarterback a lot. He gets a hand up, and the quarterback has to redirect or reset his feet. And a lot of, there were 2 interceptions in the game against East Carolina that he got his hand up, made the quarterback make another step, and he ended up throwing picks. So he's disruptive. I think he's one of the top players in the country.
Does it make it tougher because they are so good up front too that you can't do that much extra stuff against them because they have guys on the other side or that can make plays too?
No, we're going to be extremely aggressive in the game.
But what I'm saying is there are times, I mean, are they pretty good up front all the way through, not just him?
Yeah, they're like most of these teams nowadays, especially when you go into the SEC, the defensive lineman in the SEC is what separates that conference from any other conference, in my opinion. So whenever you go into and play a team like this, the defensive front, are very talented. You have to understand certain ways to get the ball out. You got to really stay in your passing lanes. The offensive linemen have to stay leveled off so that they, create passing lanes for the quarterback. The receivers' routes have to be at the right spot. You have to execute the way you execute at practice. That's what gives you a chance. In regards to us slowing down because our defense is good, we're not going to do that. We're going to be aggressive.
In the first game, Bashir Coles didn't get a carry. I mean, I know you're deep at that position. Was it just a matter of not being able to get all 4 guys carries, and will he play a bigger role, as the season goes on in certain games?
Yeah, it wasn't that there wasn't enough carries. There was more stuff to it, but I expect him to get the ball this weekend. I expect him to help us this weekend.
Do you have any other questions? Coach, as a team, did you all talk about the Tulane player's injury? Did your players have questions, and how do you handle that?
We did get together yesterday as a team, but it didn't come up. It's just really unfortunate situation to have that happen to any kid. Or anyone playing the game, to have something that tragic happen to us. It is a violent sport, but, when a kid gets injured to that level, I think everybody all across college football and across football, period, really has to take a step back and really appreciate the fact that we get to continue to go out and practice and play. So I know CJ, their head coach, I sent them a text message. I know that was really hard for his team to deal with emotionally throughout a game. So I really feel sorry for the kid, and our prayers are definitely out for him.
Anything else?
Coach, going into South Carolina top 10 team, you hear a lot about what a daunting task this is, but how do you approach this as an opportunity to go to a top 10 school for your players to have that kind of a stage to perform on?
Yeah, there's no doubt. We get the opportunity to go play in one of the top settings in college football at night on television. The crowd will be all fired up. As you can see, I'm really looking forward to it. Just getting the opportunity to go out and perform in a setting like that should fire everybody up, our whole program up, that we get to go showcase who we are as a football program. Now, we're going to have to do things right, but, we're looking forward to it.